All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, head coach of the number one team in the state of North Carolina, head coach of the D.H. Conley Vikings, Jason Mills. Coach Mills, long time no chat. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Everything's going great. Just getting older.
You know, it's funny you say that. You'll always be a young coach to me because you started there just as I was leaving Conley, and I was going to ask you, uh, relating to the players, when you were coaching my knucklehead buddies like Derek Sanderson and Blake Haddock, how do you relate to the guys 26, 27 years later that are playing on your team?
I tell you, it's still the same. I mean, young kids are amazing, and to see them grow for 4 years and watch them succeed and watch them fail and watch them, handle adversity. It's always fun. Those first couple of years, it was tough because, we were trying to establish, the program in a different way, and those guys kind of were the backbone and the foundation of where we're at today. So, I learned a lot from them, from the Derek Sandersons and the Bradley Hardys and Blake
Oh yeah,
Haddocks, and we can go Jason Kales and Donnie Haddocks. I still remember
yeah,
them all, man. They were a special group for sure.
that's awesome. And did you take over for Alan Wilson? Was that did it go from Wilson to you, or was there a
It
coach in between?
No, it did. It was
Yeah, and he was there
right
for
at
a long time, right?
he was. I think Alan was here for about 18 years.
Yeah,
He was at Aiden Grifton prior to, and I came in the fall of '99, and have been here since. So this is year 27 at Conley,
man.
and 30 overall.
Y'all got, and as a Browns fan, you might not want to hear this, but like a Pittsburgh Steelers type thing going with the long tenured head coaches. So that's a
Oh,
that's a
it's
great thing.
it's it's
How many
it's
Browns head coaches have there been since you took over at Conley?
Man, I've quit counting. Um, it's depressing. So you can't really watch that. I mean,
uh, I want to ask.
it's
Go ahead,
important to
Coach.
have somebody stand up, for a long time at a
Yeah,
school. I mean, you look at like a Jennifer Gillikin or
yeah,
a Larry Williford, a Rob Maloney, just the people that have had the top level success, or, of course, Ronald. But the guys and ladies that stay at their position in a school for a long time, it always seems like, it's ultimately successful.
yeah. And maybe 50 years from now, you can catch up with RV.
Got a ways to go. It's funny because last year was the year that I got to Conley. He was in that career. It was his 29th year, I believe. And, you look at what he's
Man,
done since then, and you're like, man, you got to appreciate the longevity that he's had, and the help that he's had over there with Clay and guys like Kevin Mitchell, and had some really good assistance and help over there with them.
and a big win for them last night as they knock off South Central. Coach, how is it possible that the top three teams in the state are within a 15-mile radius of each other? That's crazy.
Well, it talks about how great the little leagues and the developmental programs are, the commitment to baseball here in Greenville, and um, it's a lot of fun, and these kids play so hard against each other. That sorry, just in class or just finishing class here. It's so it's so much fun for these kids to watch them grow, and they've played against each other for so long, and the competition level is great. But the other part of it is we're 1, 2, and 3 because we haven't played each other yet. So,
Right.
as soon as we start teeing off against each other and knocking each other around, somebody's going to slide up in front of one of the three of us.
And remind me, Coach, with the new classifications, is it possible for all you guys to make the playoffs? And if so, who would you see going
So,
down the road there?
so South Central, it is possible. We're both 7A.
Okay.
It's tough to say 7A right now just because getting used to these 8 levels. Rose is 6A for now, and it's such a small discrepancy in the number of students. If you took away 100 from us and added 100 over at Rose, we might be 6A and they might be 7A. So we're
Yeah.
all very, very close in numbers. But It's exciting. I'd love for South Central to be in a different classification and see what all three of us could do in our respective playoffs without having to run into each other.
Jason Mills joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. You got to have a great foundation, great coaching to put up the numbers and wins and rankings you guys have, but you got to have some Joes too. So tell us about some of the players, coach, that have got you off to a good start this season.
Well, I mean, the cornerstone of our team is definitely Tucker Anderson. I mean, he has been outstanding for all last year and just one of the top level pitchers in the state. And then he's established himself back in that spot again this year. Um, Pitching wise, it's crazy to see what our staff can do. I've never seen any pitching staff like this. Like, we threw a sophomore last night that, sits 90 miles an hour against, White Oak, and we're just trying to get him innings on varsity to get some experience. But I mean, he's in Gavin Whitley, he's outstanding, and we can run, a Connor Berry, Colton Newburn, and Ethan Stewart on the mound. So pitching is definitely our strong point. You have an East Carolina commit behind the plate and Colton Newburn as well, and clean up hitter, and he's great. And then, you have a kid that's a returning All American playing right field, and as a sophomore out there, that's one of the top five players in that class in the country, and Ethan Stewart, and you just go, we've got other players out there that are amazing too, and a couple newcomers that are having great seasons in Brody Brandon and Hayden Willoughby, and we've got bodies flying all over the place, and guys, in our reserves that could come out and give us a big lift, and we've had that in a couple situations this year already with those coming off the bench.
Coach, as you know, over the years, Major League Baseball has become more home run or strikeout and less contact and base running and things like that. What is your philosophy offensively? Does it depend on who you have on the roster, or do you say, "Hey guys, here's what we're going to do," and follow my lead? What's your philosophy there?
Well, high school, these kids are still developing. I mean, obviously, you have a team that can really swing it. You want to let them swing it, because that's what kids want to do. Um, but you have to be able to develop the short game. You have to be able to steal bases. Um, the more you can run, the more pressure it puts on people. The more you can bunt, the more pressure it puts on people. And this year, I mean, we have a very good hitting team, but our short game and our running game is put a lot of pressure on a lot of teams where they've made some mistakes and really let us capitalize on that. So having a well-rounded team and people that have bought in and will do the little things, and that helps, and then all of a sudden you let those barrels fly and balls start flying out of the park.
Jason Mills joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Coach, you talked about your great pitching. You have a pitching background and your work with the Canes over the years. And I'm just curious, with Major League Baseball getting underway tonight, do you have a count on how many guys you've coached or developed or helped through the Canes organization that will be playing in the majors this year that are on opening day rosters?
Well, I know I just saw it. Kevin McGonigal just got named to opening day roster, and I'm going to tell you that's a special young man. I mean, that is an all star in the making. Um, so I saw the number; it was 67
Man,
there, but not all of them are still there. Some of them have retired.
right.
Then we had some when I was with the Dirt Bags, so it was like 15 or 16 in my time with the Bags, and then of course Alex White. Um, Been very fortunate to share the field with these guys. You can learn so much from kids that way. And, with Kevin McGonigal, it's funny because Rock Chalowski, who'll probably be picked 1-1 this year from UCLA, him and Rock played infield together with us. And then the third baseman at LSU, who's projected to be a first or second round pick, Trent Caraway, was on that infield. So getting an opportunity to be and share a field with kids like that and watching them develop and learning and listening to how they see the game and what they can teach you as well as how you can help them. I mean, it's just you can't beat that, and it's so much fun.
How much of that is God given ability versus they're just the hardest workers? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does an elite guy become an elite guy?
Well, I tell you, it used to be like God given ability, but now there's so many kids out there that are unbelievable athletes that now it turns into the weight room. It
Yeah.
turns into working out, and and the facility, or working out with your team at practice. Um, a guy like Kevin McGonigal or Rock Chalowski, those guys, their baseball IQ and intelligence is through the roof. We had dinner with Rock out in San Diego, and my wife, that was the first thing she said was how intelligent he was, how well he was, spoke. And, I don't know if Rock likes the classroom or not, but I'll tell you what he can do is he can play baseball. So, it's gotten so much more with the development of the game all over the world now, that these guys just can't be God-given talent. They have to be able to outwork people with that talent.
And I know you got a ton of resources working with the Canes. How about at Conley? How much has that grown over the years, Coach? Where you talk about weight room, but what about the analytics part, the technology part? How much do you utilize that today versus when you first got started?
Well, the weight room's tough. I mean, places and personal trainers have really come in because we do have rules with how much time we can spend with our kids. So if they
Yeah,
don't take like weight training with Coach Connor, a lot of them are over at Next Level or Mark Washington
yeah.
or Coach Mallison, or wherever it is that they're out there and not shouting out. I missed a few in there that probably are working, but the that part's there. Then we do make an investment into the analytics, and we use it to help us early in the season. But we don't have TrackMan. I mean, you're looking at $30,000 plus,
Right.
every year, having a subscription to get something like that. The colleges can afford that, but with us, we use like Rapsodo, where it's a one-time $4,000 charge, and then $500 or so per year, and that helps us with the pitchers more so. I'm still kind of trying to dabble a little bit into the hitting part of it, but the pitching part of it, I have to know, especially with the summer job with the Canes. I mean, it's required that we know how to break down film and break down analytics for these kids.
I asked you earlier about how you get three teams in this area, the top three in the state, and there's another thing you said in there: the training facilities around here, right? The options these kids have to learn and to work, and just a lot of great opportunities for them to do that outside of school, outside of your practice field.
Yeah, I mean, there's these kids nowadays. It's almost a social event with them going to work out somewhere, and
Yeah,
kids complain about not having stuff to do, and this town's boring, that town's boring. But all of a sudden, you get a Next Level, or you get an indoor facility somewhere that allows these guys to come in, and as a parent, I'm like, hey man, this is a plus plus, right? These kids are supervised, they're working athletically, they're growing socially, and hey, don't hate on Aiden Grifton now. Don't forget about them
yeah.
down the road. They're undefeated too, and Corey's got a great club down there. So they might push themselves in the top 10 here shortly as well. So a shout out to Coach Skinner over there.
Yeah, I need to catch up with Corey Skinner, get him on the show as well. Coach, how cool is it to see, the Guardians, Gavin Williams going toe to toe with Tariq Skubal two times in 1 week at the end of the season last year? It was awesome. You got
Oh,
Trey Savage in the World Series, Burley and Norby, hitting home runs in the lineup. You got all these Pirates sprinkled out through Major League Baseball and minor league baseball right now.
yeah, and you got Sean Armstrong back with the Guardians
Man,
again now,
yeah,
and excited for him. Talked to him a couple times over the off season. I mean, it seems like you can't keep up with how many Pirates either are in the coaching ranks in college,
yeah.
or coaching high school, or in the professional baseball. I mean, it's littered everywhere right now with guys from Greenville or played in Greenville, and it's exciting because you flip on the TV and there they are, and you kind of get that inner positive feeling about it. So, man, how cool is that?
Awesome stuff. Coach, when you guys play again?
We got South Central Thursday night. That's going to be a big
There
one.
we go.
So we're 1-2 in RPI right now in 7A, and that I will tell you, the making sure you're one of the top eight and to get a bye in the first round and making sure you have home field advantage is crucial throughout. Um, the way things are set up right now, and we were looking at it yesterday. I mean, if you're in the wrong draw, you might be driving to Richmond County, 3.5 hours away on a bus in the first or second round. So you got to make sure that you take care of business and you get as many home games as you can, because with these new classifications, the split and the distance that we're all going to have to travel has increased dramatically. So, it's going to be a fun game. It's at Conley the first go, and then we'll go back over there after Easter break and play round two over there. But Pat's got a great team. I know they stubbed their toe yesterday against Rose a little bit, but I mean, Rose is undefeated as well. So it must have been a great atmosphere over there last night.
I talked to I had Corey Scott on earlier this week and asked him. I remember the Easter tournaments used to be kind of a big thing. Is that still going on, Coach, or is it mostly conference play for you from here on? Do you have any more non-conference showdowns or anything?
Well, we got Cedar Ridge, who's like a top three 5A team over. So we're running a tournament in Greenville. It's not like the old hot stove where it's like actual like bracket play. It's
Right.
it's round robin, because we actually start Monday the 30th of March and we go all the way to the 9th of April. We got teams coming in from Ohio, Tennessee, Virginia, all over
Wow.
North Carolina. And so you got to accommodate these teams when they want to come in and how many games they want to play. And so Guy Smith is our hub, but Aiden Grifton, South Central, and Farmville have them as well. And I kind of police the whole thing from a computer during the week. And so we do have a little round robin tournament going, and we'll get it posted out and see how many people can come. And we got some great teams from out of state coming in.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Jason Mills joining us, Coach. Great to catch up with you, man. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work, and we'll let you get back to your teaching duties.
Absolutely, I appreciate you, Clip.